Welcome back. Back in the woods, gonna find a nice place to set up a little camp and make some lunch. Got a pretty cool lunch planned. Probably one not many of you have seen before. Some nice historical food. I brought the bow just in case we happen to come across a grouse. Tons of squirrels in this wood, but you're not allowed to hunt squirrels here, so you're off limits unless we can find some of the invasive squirrels, which I don't think live here. So no squirrels for us. I don't think there are snowshoe hare in this wood. Grouse might be our only bet. Oh, there's some squirrels right there. Oh well. I always see videos of my friends who live in the United States and all the squirrels they hunt, and looks like a lot of fun, but yeah, not here in British Columbia. Oh, I think I see a good spot. The old school gear with us again. It's my favorite to use. Alright, shelter's all set up. Just brought the old Rubaboo out again. Can't get enough of this thing. Love it. Now let's get a fire going. A few more. When you're clearing off a spot in the woods to get a fire going, just dig around a bit. Make sure that you're not building a fire on top of these roots here. Try to clear as many of these away as you can. These can catch on fire, and the fire will spread all the way to the tree. You're going to end up with a forest fire on your hands. And they just recently lifted the fire ban. Oh, here's a good one. This could catch on fire. Let's dig around, try to remove any of these roots we can, and make sure we put a nice ring of rocks so it doesn't spread. Just be safe. Only takes a few minutes. Underneath this this duff that's on the surface here, you'll find some nice sand. So once we get rid of this fluffy stuff on the surface, it's all old pine needles and spruce roots and everything like that. We'll get a nice bed of sand, which is going to prevent our fire from spreading. And it's not going to hurt the trees at all. Oh, here's a big one. Look at that. If you built your fire on this, that would have been dangerous. So all it took was a little bit of digging, and we've gone down to this nice sandy part in the woods. It's got a few more little roots to pull out of here, and then we can get a fire going. So we need a Y branch for our fire cooking setup today. But not all Ys are created equally. What we are looking for is a Y where the branch goes straight and then a smaller branch sort of comes out from the side and makes a Y this way. What you want to avoid is a Y like this, where the branch comes up straight and then goes equally to either side. This type of Y is going to be hard to pound into the ground, and it's going to be less stable when we're getting it into the ground. So this is the Y you want, the one where it's nice and straight and then a little piece sticks out to the side. We can cut it here, and when we hit it into the ground, it's not going to break here. If we put this one into the ground and we start pounding on one of these, it's just going to break right off. Cooking area is almost complete. We need a pot hanger, and then we need some firewood. Easy peasy. We have our pot hanger so far. So I'll show you how to cut a pot hanging notch. I don't know if that's its official name, but that's what we're going to call it today, because you hang your pot from it, and it's a notch. So we start out by making an X on our stick. And whatever way is going to be pointing towards the fire, we're going to come in with our knife and undercut that X. We're going to keep making it deeper and undercutting it. Make it deeper and undercut. Make your cut deeper and undercut. When we're done, we end up with a notch that'll fit the bail on our pot right there. And there you have it, one pot hanger. If you have multiple pots and you want to, simmer some things while you cook some things, you can make them from different heights. I only need one today, so this is perfect. Let's make some secret lunch. Alright, now the fire is started. I can tell you what our secret lunch is going to be. We are making a very old-fashioned dish, pemmican stew. A nice big chunk of pemmican I made here. The ingredients are pemmican, onion, potato, some flour. There's salt already in the pemmican, so I'm not worried about bringing salt. Old traditional meal made by the the Voyagers and Metis people. Some to the dirt, but that is okay. Put those in the stew. A little dirt never hurt anyone, right? Maybe. I'm guessing the Voyagers wouldn't have peeled their potatoes, but could be wrong here. I think half the potato should work. It's only one of me. If anyone else is joining me for lunch, I might make more. nice and chunky. Alright, now the pemmican. I don't think I need this whole piece. This is about a pound of pemmican. I'm just going to use maybe that much. Now my pemmican has, I made it with blueberries. I'm not sure how that's going to affect the stew exactly, but the heat will melt all the fat in here and break it up, so I don't need to make it into small pieces. Ooh, a little for me. Alright, while we're waiting for the pemmican stew to finish, I'm going to read this book. It's called Truffle Underground by Ryan Jacobs. It's a really cool book about the truffle industry and all the secrets involved in finding rare fungus like truffles. A little bit about the history, how the industry started, and why they're so popular. Inside knowledge about the criminal underground. I'll read the tag for you. It's a tale of mystery, mayhem, and manipulation in the shadowy market of the world's most expensive fungus. It's I'm about, I don't know, a third of the way through it. It's extremely interesting. I highly recommend it. If you're interested in foraging at all, or interested in food and truffle as a food, then you will find Truffle Underground a really great book. Boiling nicely. Once the potatoes are cooked, then it should be ready to eat. The pemmican and the beef are already cooked, so we don't need to wait for those. Got the bowl out. When we're waiting for our pemmican stew, our rubaboo to cool down, make sure the fire's out, and then we'll go see if we can find a grouse. Lots of crows. I don't think you can hunt those. I don't know why you'd want to. But tons of squirrels, but we're not allowed to hunt those. Hey, buddy. So many squirrels in this forest. None of which are huntable, but they're absolutely entertaining. Oh, there he goes. To watch. See how close we can get. We're about 10 feet. Oh, far up. Alright, well, walked around for about an hour. Didn't see any grouse. But I bet our pemmican stew is cold. Probably should have come back sooner. That's okay. It's thickened up quite nicely. It smells delicious. The fire may have been a bit too hot. A little bit burned to the bottom, but that's usually good. Alright, let's get some into the cup. Looks fantastic. All the pemmican's broken apart. Flour sticking to it nicely. Potatoes are nice and cooked. This is gonna be good. All right. First taste. It still has a little bit of a pemmican smell, but it's not too much. Let's see if I can get a little potato and a little onion. Oh. once you melt down the pemmican and all the ingredients in the pemmican, really just kind of tastes like beef stew, like the same way it would taste if there was like chunks of beef in it. It's actually pretty good. Definitely could use some little garlic, I think, but I wanted to keep it as close to the traditional recipe as I could find, which is just pemmican, onions, potatoes, and salt. So yeah, that was great. If you could bring dehydrated vegetables and a bunch of pemmican, then you'd be able to make this every day, and your ingredients would last years. You can definitely see why this is something to eat. The pemmican on its own is it tastes a bit different. It's a really, really strong beef taste, and it tastes a bit of getting used to be able to eat it. But this just tastes like beef stew. It's fantastic. I'm going to make this more often. Unfortunately, I can't spend the night out here because I have to get going, but I do have another hour. I'm going to see if I can walk around the woods and look for a grouse. Maybe read my book for a bit more. I have all day. I just have to leave pretty soon, a couple hours. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, let me know. If you've ever tried pemmican stew, let me know. If you have another recipe that I can use pemmican in, again, leave a comment. I would love to hear from you. Alright, bon appetit. Catch you next time.